Hello everyone, Smouse is back in the house, and today I have a lot of different stuff to show you. Three different estate sales, two Goodwill trips, big variety, I think, a lot of cool stuff, and even a little story to go with it. So I'm not even sure where to start. I guess we'll start with the story. So I have these spoons and knives here. This was a Friday. I just happened to look around at lunchtime to see if I could find any estate sales on my phone that were nearby. There was one not too far away. Took me about 15 minutes to get there, so I didn't have a lot of time there. Looking around, they had a table, small table filled with bags of silverware and stuff. Lots of other stuff in the place too. I looked looking all around. Uh, but the story mostly lies with these because I did look at them. I ended up buying these two knife sets. They have sterling silver handles, and they actually go together. They are labeled and named. They're from the early mid 60s. It's a cake knife and serving set. And even though the handles are silver and they're not worth probably a whole lot more than I paid for them, paid $5 a piece for them. They sell for about $15 each. So not a great, come up, but, still something good. I did pick up this spoon the first time around. It was labeled $10. It wasn't in these bags. I'll get to this one in a second. I just thought it was really ornate. It was labeled Reed and Barton Sterling Silver. Like I said, it had a pretty good amount of weight too. It was $10. I was like, there's got to be at least $10 worth of silver there, and being Reed and Barton, and just like a nicer spoon, maybe it'd be worth more. So that's why I picked it up. And I was looking at these bags, and some things looked silver in them to me, but a lot were stainless or just plated. So like this one, I didn't realize the handle on this is sterling. But these two spoons are sterling. But I don't buy a lot of utensils, and I did not realize, how much weight was actually here. So this bag with the 10 different pieces in it was $40. And I'm like, man, I paid like $10 a spoon like I did with the other one. These ones aren't as nice. They don't feel much heavier than that spoon. So I'm like, I don't want to spend $20 on a $40 bag just to have $40 worth of silver. Same scenario with this bag. It was $45. Had this really interesting thing, which we did have to look up. It is a cheese scoop. Not sure exactly how it's used. I got this nice little ladle, both sterling silver again. Some nicer items as far as silver plated. Hopefully maybe find some other stuff in here that's worth money as well. Even though it's not silver. But again, $45, I'm like, I can't just buy two things for $45. At this point, I'd already gone through the rest of the house. I came to these tables last. So I was sitting there trying to go through them, and I was like, you know what? I was supposed to be back at work like 5 minutes ago, and I'm 15 minutes away. So I just had to put the bags back, went back to work. When I got home, I checked this one spoon out. It weighs 40 grams. Well, current price on sterling silver is just over $1 a gram. So that is a $40 spoon I picked up for $10. And I was thinking, hey, that spoon is about half the size of these big spoons. I was like, if this is a $40 spoon and they want $40 for that, there's probably at least $80 worth of silver in this bag. So I made sure I got there almost an hour early to this place. And I when I left was right when the estate sale was closing as well. Another reason why I had to get out of there. So I knew nobody else had been there and bought anything. So I wanted to be first in line so I can come in and at least grab these two bags I've already looked through because I knew what was in them. Actually ended up only being the only person in line when it opened up, so I didn't need to get there an hour early, but I wasn't taking any chances. I did buy this bag, obviously, and this bag. Went through 2 other bags. The amount of silver in them was about what the bag was worth, so I didn't pick those up. I did pick this bag up, and I'll run through the numbers real quick too. So, like I said, I got a sterling silver handle, which I'm not going to include in the weights I'm going to tell you. But this is a Chippendale pattern knife, and it does sell for about 15-20 bucks. This is a Chippendale spoon, so it actually sells for slightly more than the silver value, but silver on this is 69 grams. Silver on this spoon is 54 grams. So without this handle one, the $40 I spent, this bag is worth $123. This bag, $45. This cheese scooper is 77 grams, and the ladle is 54 grams. So for this $45 box, that's 131 grams of silver. I did pick up this bag of spoons. Like I said, I went through a couple other ones, put them back. When I was going through this one, a couple that apparently I didn't know this, because like I said, I was there at the end of the day. It was my lunch break, but it was their end of their sale for that Friday. They had been there earlier in the morning and bought supposedly a whole bunch of these bags, so there was a whole lot of other silver that I missed out on. Well, they had come back. They ended up grabbing all the bags that I hadn't looked through yet that were on the table and just kind of hoarded them for themselves so they could go through it. So I didn't get any other bags after this one. But there were 3 little silver spoons in it. That one's damaged, and this one's also a little bit bent. But $20 spoon for these spoons. And there's some other ones in here that are interesting. Like this one's got some unique engravings on it, so I need to look up that. This one's got a odd name to it, JAL. So I'm not really sure because that doesn't match any of the other initials that I see. So like I said, there might be some other value in some of the other spoons. But even though this one's damaged, it's 20 grams, or 26 grams. The medium-sized spoon is 16 grams, and this little spoon, which is actually really nice looking, is about 11 grams. So this is 53 grams for the $20. And like I said, at $1 a gram, it's about $53 in silver, just a little over 53. So if you include the spoon I got the first day, and like I said, not including the handled ones, just the solid sterling ones, it was just about 350 grams, and I spent $115. And like I said, that wasn't including the silver handled ones. So I was really happy to go back for that. I know that was a bit of a long story. Can't talk, but I was quite excited. Got some blown glass from some other estate sales. This one actually came from the same one as the silverware. And I did pick up a silver ringed coaster as well. I put that away already with my other ones. But I picked that up for $1, and it's, $5-6 worth of silver. But this is a Fenton and Amberella candy dish or ashtray, and it does glow in the dark. Picked up this blown vase, which is also a glower. Picked up this nice little green vase, and it is like pyramid. I don't know what you would want to call it, but it does have, it's not smooth, they're flat. I don't know if you can see a diamond kind of pattern, is I guess a better word for it. Picked up this blue one. It was basically free. It had a broken top. I actually cut it so it was more even, and then I filed it down so it's smooth, so there's no sharp edges. So I can still put it on display, but it is broken. Picked up this little vase for $2. Should be worth close to 20. Picked up this nice amber vase, and it does have some ripples in it, which is really cool. It doesn't really show up on the film. Another little blown glass, nice emerald green with a stopper. This is etched glass, very heavy. It might even be crystal, and it is signed. Picked up this beautiful blown glass pumpkin. I love these things. You guys might have seen my gourd. I've had some other art type fruit and stuff that go along with this too. Picked up a blown glass moose. He's not worth very much, and I knew that when I bought him, but I couldn't leave him behind. He was too cute. Got a little Wedgwood bud vase. Got the Fenton milk glass swung vase. Picked up this little porcelain cat, which I thought was really cute. This kind of interesting cat-faced mug. This is supposed to have a fishbowl in it. It still can sell like this. This was a Goodwill find. As you can see, it is labeled Hagar. And even like that, it's worth about 20-ish. Picked up a Lenox Swan. This is a handmade glass and leaded church. I thought it was really cool. It does not light up. It's actually got a felt bottom. Probably be a little bit more valuable if it did light up. They seem to sell a little bit better. This is not silver. It's this little swan bud vase. It was only $1 or $2. Picked up this swan planter, which caught my eye just because of the pattern on it. It was outside. You can see there is some paint loss and chipping. No actually damage to it. It's just the paint that's come off and faded. But it is a Jim Shore. So I grabbed that anyway, even though it has been used. Maybe somebody wants to use it. My wife even might want to keep it. Picked up some more Yankee Candle shades. Also got this one up here, a little seahorse, sea themed one, crackled glass. Picked up this little trinket box with some inlay, all hand carved. And if I can get it open, little blue velvet inside. This is an all glass plant, supposedly jade petals, and this glass, pink glass berries and flower petals. Picked up this little urn. I'm not sure what else to call it. It's got potpourri in it. I'm not sure if that's what it was made for, but I really thought it was pretty with the colors and the birds on it. Grabbed this brass, very heavy brass crane or stork. It is labeled on the bottom. I did a quick search on these. It looks like they go for about $30. Not sure if that's accurate. Like I said, it was a quick search. Picked up this little handmade woodpecker, red-headed bird of some kind. He was $2. I haven't really looked him up. He is marked as well. So, picked up these two shorebirds from Goodwill. Looks like they're worth about 20 a piece. One does have a slightly damaged feather on the back. You can see on this one. But it's not that noticeable. So I picked them up anyway. Grab this little Target bird. And grab some Lionel trains. These were $25 at one of the estate sales. This diesel's worth about 60, maybe more. This engine probably closer to 30. It does have one broken marker lamp on the other side, and the train car was included with it. The train car is not worth a whole lot though. And I think I've rambled